Owner of the popular e-commerce website Amazon, Jeff Bezos, and the owner of the futuristic automated car company, Elon Musk, not only are battling one another to become multi-billionaires on Earth, but have further taken their rivalry into outer space as well. Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we will be talking about the ever-growing rivalry between the two biggest contenders of the new age of space exploration, SpaceX versus Blue Origin. The foundation, the finances, the exploration, and the feud. We will be talking about all that and the feud. But before that, please do like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. With that done, let's get on. First, let's get to the crux of the two companies and their missions. Due to excess demand from industries around the globe, Earth's natural resources are constantly exploited to meet those demands. To combat this problem, Jeff Bezos' company Blue Origin came up with a brilliant idea to expand and explore new areas like space to find new energy resources for sustenance. In 2002, in came Elon Musk to join the race. When he sold PayPal to eBay, who purchased the service from him, Musk walked away with $180 million. With his money, he started his space company called SpaceX with an aim to change the aerospace industry by making spaceflight available to all citizens and not just astronauts. In 2001, Musk had an idea for the Mars Oasis. The idea was for a steel chamber to be launched into space to explore and discover the surface of Mars. Musk had set aside $20 million for this idea. But when he found that the cost of the concept was much more, it sowed the seeds for SpaceX. So now the question is, how did NASA fuel the rivalry between the two billionaires? In 2007, NASA introduced the Artemis program. Their overall mission was to put Americans back in the first position regarding the moon's discovery, which happened in 1969 by Neil Armstrong, but this time with a modern twist. The Artemis program wanted the first woman and the woman of color to explore the moon. The project's total cost came up to a whopping $86 billion, which is why NASA extended this mission to the commercial and international partners. This program piqued the interest of the billionaires. After careful consideration, NASA had awarded deals to 5 companies under Next Step 2, also known as Next Space Technologies for Exploration Partnerships. The companies were Blue Origin, which received $26.5 million, Dynetics, $40.8 million, Lockheed Martin, $35.2 million, Northrop Grumman, $34.8 million, and SpaceX, $9.4 million. Clearly, SpaceX received the short end of the contract. With all these companies combined, their joint contract came to an astonishing $967 million for a 10-month fixed period, which later was extended for a 12-month contract. In the end, the $2.9 billion contract was awarded only to Elon Musk's company SpaceX, which surprised a lot of people. It was initially assumed that 2 companies would be chosen to build the HLS. The HLS, or Human Landing Service, is built to have a spacious cabin and 2 airlocks, which give the astronauts the freedom to move back and forth between the moonwalks. Needless to say, Jeff Bezos was not happy with NASA's decision. He decided to file a protest with the Government Accountability Office to try and rectify the decision that NASA had made by awarding the entire mission to SpaceX. For a moment, let's step down from the drama and dive into how NASA has planned the moon exploration journey. The 4-person HLS would arrive at the Gateway on board Orion. From the Gateway, the astronauts will conduct research and go down to explore the moon's surface. Due to the cost of the mission, NASA has promised to work closely with Artemis providers to make sure the HLS has built-in high standards and reusable components that will help decrease the cost of production. Okay, now back to the drama. Here's a quick recap. NASA had awarded solely SpaceX for the Artemis mission, which made Blue Origin file a lawsuit against NASA. But Blue Origin had one last trick up their sleeve. Thanks to the Endless Frontier Act, they received government funding, boosting the federal government's science funding. A section of the bill mentions that the government would give $10 million for space exploration program. And who do you think would benefit from this one? None other than Jeff Bezos. So do you think that the US Senate is offering bailout money to Jeff Bezos? Well, the answer is no. NASA had chosen SpaceX over Blue Origin and Dynetics because of the lack of funding. In fact, they were unable to fund even one of the companies without them asking to lower the price. Although Blue Origin was a great contender for the Artemis mission, even if the company had received $10 million fund, the whole amount is not guaranteed to go to Blue Origin. That is one of the many chapters of the feud between SpaceX and Blue Origin. Another significant duel between the two space companies was the acquisition of space in the Kennedy Space Center. In 2014, SpaceX signed a 20-year lease with NASA for the use of launchpad LC-39A. This was no ordinary launchpad, as it was the first launchpad in the Kennedy Center, from where all the Apollo missions were launched in the 1950s. This property agreement is a huge game changer, as this space transforms from a government-only launch facility to a commercial one. So what did Blue Origin do? They signed a lease at the Cape Canaveral Air Force Station Launch Complex 36. NASA, however, benefited from the lease and obtained a $200 million contribution to Florida's economy, while the pad itself cost $1 billion. Wondering who can be considered as a winner among the two? Stay with us till the end of the video to find out. If you are enjoying our video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Let's move on. In 2014, things got heated up again. SpaceX filed a petition in the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office against Blue Origin. They claimed that the idea of landing booster rockets at sea wasn't original and that the idea had been done before. In 2010, Blue Origin had patented the sea landing for the spaceships for commercial purposes and was focused on vertical takeoff, which SpaceX was also developing. If the patent goes to Blue Origin, it complicates matters for SpaceX if they use the water landing technique similar to the one described in the Blue Origin patent. So SpaceX decided to take matters into their own hands and try to eliminate Blue Origin's patent. In the end, the judge ruled against Blue Origin, which made Jeff Bezos' company withdraw 13 out of 15 patents. This further added fuel to the fact that in 2012, SpaceX had successfully landed the Falcon 9 onto a platform in the sea. So you might be wondering who is actually winning in this rivalry. Well, let's lay out some facts. Till now, SpaceX has successfully launched 21 rockets into space, roughly around 20% of all the rockets launched around the world. In contrast, Blue Origin might be a little slower in comparison when it comes to launching their rockets. In 2012, SpaceX successfully launched the Falcon 9, a huge milestone in the aeronautic industry. It was the first privately owned rocket ship that was able to transport humans into space. But not long after, Blue Origin 2 had launched New Glenn. The spacecraft is fitted with an engine called BE-4, which the company itself developed, and this development was kept under wraps until 2015. Come to 2018, the government started to give funding to private companies to build launch system prototypes. Some of the companies include Northrop Grumman, United Launch Alliance, and Blue Origin. With all these companies combined, the contract cost $2.3 billion. Blue Origin received funding of $500 million for the New Glenn rocket, which did not sit well with SpaceX, and they even filed a lawsuit against Blue Origin. The case was rejected in 2020, and the contract between the Air Force and Blue Origin was cancelled. The company only received $225.5 million in its initial reward. Recently, Blue Origin launched New Shepard, which is named after the first American astronaut in space, Alan Shepard. This spacecraft was built to transport humans to space. In 2015, the spacecraft successfully did a vertical landing and takeoff, which helped put Blue Origin back as a competition to SpaceX. When it comes to AI, SpaceX sent a robot with AI called CIMON to the space station. CIMON is short for Crew Interactive Mobile Companion. This bot helped astronauts conduct science experiments and later became known as the first AI robot to be launched into space. SpaceX's Falcon 9 was fitted with AI technology too. The AI fitted to the spaceship helped to steer the passenger cabin of the spacecraft, but when it reached 60 feet from the space station, the astronauts would have to control the ship manually. We all know that Jeff Bezos' Amazon Cloud unit launched the Aerospace and Satellite Solution business segment, which aims to improve enterprises and take control over satellite operations. So SpaceX has taken giant leaps and has done many successful rocket launches, created cheaper rockets to launch people into space, implemented AI technology into their spacecraft to help steer the crew into space, and even launched a robot into space to help conduct scientific experiments. On the other hand, Blue Origin has taken much smaller strides, which are still quite significant. They had successfully launched a rocket ship vertically, made their own engines, designed a two-stage orbital launch. They aimed to redesign architecture in space, build machines that help calculate data from space and deliver the data to Earth, provide transparent transactions and cost-reducing cloud services in space missions. The list is exhaustive. But overall, you can see the clear tug-of-war between the two companies. With the recent upcoming projects like Amazon's Kuiper project and AWS Space Unit, you will be able to see Blue Origin slowly but surely gaining the momentum that SpaceX already has at the moment. A classic case of the hare and the tortoise. That's all folks, thanks for watching today's video. Let us know down in the comments whose side you are on and why. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Click on the bell notification icon to never miss an upload on the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.